So I was just watching this old Mark Knopfler interview, and he's explaining his influences and showing off some of his techniques. Right at the very beginning of the video, he shows off this really cool rhythm guitar part, which he uses in a lot of his songs, a lot of times on electric, but it just blew me away because there's a lot of extra notes coming out of his guitar. And then when you see his hand is seemingly going in like slow motion. I've been fooling around with this for a couple days. It's a really fun thing to play. Let me show you what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you how you can try to practice it. It's this.
I think I did most of my learning. The very beginning was on my electric guitar.
Listen for all the notes that are coming out, but then just watch his thumb. One.
I think.
Did you see that? Like his thumb is not playing that many notes. And listen for all the notes.
I think
it's almost like an optical illusion or something. Like it's very strange. I saw that and I just watched it over and over again.
I think I did most of my learning.
So he actually does this later in the video too. Let's jump to that spot. Here it is.
Playing rhythms.
That angle it's the same. It's like he just plays it for a second and then moves off. Just he's doing a basic shuffle, but he's playing it like this. So you can kind of see when I'm playing from this angle, you can't really see what's going on. My hand you can see my thumb going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can hear inside there that there's like a 16th note pattern on the A string, and then there's also the shuffle, and then some kind of like percussive hit. It took me a while to figure this out, but this is what he's doing. He's using basically his thumb and these two fingers, and you set those up on basically the A and D strings. And then the thumb is also on the A string. So the thumb and index finger kind of play the same string. And a lot of people would think, okay, he's just doing that, like alternating between thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index. But it still doesn't give you enough notes because it's going 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So the other notes that you hear from there is from this. So you can see this now from this angle. And now I'm not doing anything with left hand, but just holding a little A power chord. Plucks his thumb, and then he plucks up with both fingers, and then down with both fingers. And when I say down, I mean he's flicking his fingers out like this. So he's going thumb, up with the fingers, down with the fingers, and then again up with the fingers. So it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then he plays a bunch of different patterns on that. He changes it up a lot. So in this one,
so it's got a.
So let's back it up and watch that one more time.
Speak, but.
So in this one, he's showing off his Strat versus Les Paul sound. The Les Paul sounds beefier, and the Strat sounds kind of more bright, sparkly sounding, less volume. But let's check out, really just watch his right hand here.
So I wanted to play a little bit of rhythm.
On this one, you can really see it. It's got a great angle. You can see his planting of his third and fourth fingers here next to the pickup. Of course, you hear this technique in Walk of Life. He is doing it a little bit differently on that one. There, he's basically playing the same thing, but he's adding in kind of like a boogie woogie. So I actually saw this video a couple days ago away from my guitar, and I'm familiar with his techniques and stuff, and I'm a fan of his playing, but I'd never actually tried this style. But when I saw this close up, I was like, oh yeah, that's just the hill country style. So the next day I picked up my guitar and I just went straight for it. Like, but when I listened to it again, I was like, no, that's not what he's doing, because you don't hear this slap or this kick sound. And then I'm looking at his hand and I'm like, geez, his hand's not moving hardly at all. And then I realized he's just doing the flick and no kind of kick sound. And then I also realized that you could hear in there the root note, just like at a 16th note pattern. So I had to make those adjustments by watching a ton of clips of his playing. It's about to storm. Hope it doesn't flood. So I had to watch a bunch of clips of his playing and figure out how's he doing this, and listening and listening and listening, and finally found the clips that were going to be the most helpful for me to figure out how to do it. So once I figured it out, I've been having a lot of fun playing around with it. It doesn't sound exactly like what he's doing because my strength isn't there yet. Because usually when I do that technique, I use a lot more kind of the weight of my hand to add this kind of click sound, almost like a kick, which is, in a lot of ways, it's a super similar technique. Whoa. It's a super similar technique, but it's different enough to where, I'd have to work on this technique separately to flick the fingers out separately without the aid of the weight of the hand. Took a little bit of practice. So here's how you practice it. So set up like this and then play thumb, go thumb, up, down, up, thumb, up, down, up. Look at the right hand. Now if I take away any of the left hand, just hold this A chord and go. Just a power chord here, and then just go. Big thunder out there. And that's it. Have fun with this. Let me know if you have questions on this. If you're an FGA member, just pop it in the forum. And I'll see you guys on the next one.